As I look upon your faces, I see the light of God shining through each one of you. For you must understand, my dear friends, that you are not merely flesh and blood, but the very expression of the divine imagination. The power that created the universe resides within you, waiting to be awakened and unleashed. But what, you may ask, do we find ourselves trapped in cycles of frustration and disappointment? Why do we struggle to manifest our deepest desires and live the life we know we deserve? The answer, my beloved listeners, lies in the habits we have unconsciously adopted and nurtured over time. These 7 destructive habits are like invisible chains that bind us to a world of shadows and illusions. They are the veils that obscure our true nature and keep us from realizing our infinite potential. But fear not, for tonight we shall learn to recognize these habits and, more importantly, to break free from their insidious grip. Let us begin with the first destructive habit: negative self-talk. Oh, how often we engage in this pernicious practice without even realizing it. We are constantly engaged in an inner dialogue, and for many of us, this dialogue is filled with doubt, fear, and self-deprecation. I'm not good enough. I can't do it. I'll never succeed. These are the poisonous thoughts that pollute our mental atmosphere and create the very limitations we seek to overcome. My dear friends, listen closely, for I'm about to share with you a fundamental truth. Your inner conversations are the secret causation of all that befalls you in life. Every word you speak to yourself, every thought you entertain is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. And just as surely as a seed grows into a plant, these thoughts will manifest in your outer world. Therefore, to break free from this first destructive habit, you must become acutely aware of your inner dialogue. Catch yourself in the act of negative self-talk and immediately replace those thoughts with affirmations of your divine nature. Instead of "I can't," say "I can." Instead of "I'm not worthy," declare "I am worthy of all good things." Remember, you are not the voice in your head. You are the one who can change that voice. Imagine, if you will, a beautiful garden. Would you allow weeds to grow unchecked, choking out the flowers and fruits you wish to cultivate? Of course not. You would diligently remove the weeds and nurture the plants you desire. Your mind is that garden, and your thoughts are the seeds. Choose wisely what you plant, for you will surely reap what you sow. Now, let's move on to the second destructive habit: living in the past. Oh, how many of us are guilty of this? We replay old hurts, relive past failures, and constantly compare our present circumstances to what once was. But I say to you, my dear friends, the past exists only in your imagination. It has no power over you unless you give it power. You see, time is a construct of the human mind. In the realm of spirit, there's only the eternal now. When you dwell on past events, you're using your God-given power and imagination to recreate those experiences in your present moment. You are, in essence, giving life to shadows and breathing vitality into that which no longer exists. To break free from this habit, you must learn to live fully in the present moment. Embrace the truth that this very instant is the only point of power you have. It is in this moment that you can choose your thoughts, direct your imagination, and shape your future. When memories of past hurts or failures arise, do not fight them or try to suppress them. Instead, thank them for the lessons they brought and release them with love. Say to yourself, "That was then, this is now. I choose to focus on the limitless possibilities that lie before me." Remember, my dear listeners, your past does not define you. You are a being of infinite potential, constantly renewing and recreating yourself in each moment. The person you were yesterday need not be the person you are today. You have the power to reinvent yourself, to shed old identities and limitations, and to step into a new and glorious expression of your divine self. We cannot turn our attention to the third destructive habit, worrying about the future. How this habit robs us of our peace and joy. We spend countless hours fretting about what might happen, creating elaborate scenarios of failure and disappointment in our minds. But I ask you, dear friends, have your worries ever changed the course of events? Have they ever brought you anything but anxiety and distress? Worry is a misuse of the imagination. It is the creation of negative future scenarios that exist only in your mind. When you worry, you are literally imagining what you do not want and impressing those images upon your subconscious mind. And as we have learned, whatever you press upon your subconscious mind must, by law, be expressed in your outer world. To break free from this habit, you must learn to use your imagination constructively. Instead of imagining worst-case scenarios, cultivate the art of positive expectation. See, the future is bright and filled with endless possibilities. When concerns about the future arise, ask yourself, what is the best that could happen? Then use your God-given power of imagination to create vivid, emotion-filled images of your desired type. Remember, the future exists only in your imagination. It is a blank canvas upon which you can paint the most beautiful pictures of your life. Why waste this divine gift on creating images of lack, limitation, or failure? Instead, use it to craft a future so wonderful, so filled with joy and abundance that your present self, the present, is filled with excitement and anticipation. My dear friends, understand your imagination is the bridge between your current reality and the life you desire. It is through the faithful use of your imagination that you will cross over from a life of limitation to one of unlimited possibility. Now let's address the fourth destructive habit, comparing yourself to others. Oh, how this habit has stolen the joy and confidence of so many. We look at others' achievements, possessions, or relationships and feel ourselves lacking in comparison. We measure our worth against arbitrary standards set by society or our peers, forgetting that we are unique expressions of the divine. But I say to you, comparison is a thief of joy and a denial of your true nature. When you compare yourself to others, you are forgetting a fundamental truth. There's no one else in all of creation exactly like you. You are a unique and irreplaceable expression of God. Your journey, your gifts, your purpose, to break free from this habit, you must cultivate a deeper appreciation for your own uniqueness. Celebrate your individuality. Rejoice in the fact that you are a one of a kind miracle, a singular note in the grand symphony of creation. Instead of looking at others and feeling less than, look within and discover the vast treasures that lie dormant within you. Remember, my dear listeners, the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you moving closer to the realization of your dreams? These are the questions that matter. Your journey is your own, and it is incomparable to anyone else's. Moreover, when you find yourself admiring qualities in others, instead of feeling envious, recognize that you are seeing a reflection of your own inner potential. For you could not recognize greatness in another if that same greatness did not exist within you. Use these moments of admiration as inspiration to cultivate those qualities within yourself. Let us now turn our attention to the fifth destructive habit, neglecting self-care. How often we push ourselves to the brink of exhaustion, ignoring the needs of our body, mind, and spirit. We live in a world that glorifies business and equates rest with laziness. But I say to you, my dear friends, self-care is not selfish. It is essential. You see, your body is the temple of the living God. It is the vehicle through which you experience this earthly journey and express your divine nature. To neglect it is to limit your ability to fully embody and express the infinite power that to break free from this habit, you must learn to honor your body, nurture your mind, and nourish your spirit. This means setting aside time each day for rest, reflection, and rejuvenation. It means feeding your body with wholesome foods, moving it in ways that bring joy and vitality, and giving it the sleep it needs to repair and renew itself. But self-care goes beyond the physical. It also involves nurturing your mind with positive thoughts, uplifting literature, and inspiring conversations. It means taking time for meditation or prayer, connecting with your inner being, and aligning yourself with the infinite wisdom of the universe. Remember, my dear listeners, you cannot pour from an empty cup. By taking care of yourself, you are not being selfish. You are ensuring that you have the energy, vitality, and clarity of mind to be of service to others and to fulfill your divine purpose. Now, let us address the sixth destructive habit, resisting change. Oh, how we cling to the familiar, even when it no longer serves us. We resist change out of fear of the unknown, preferring the discomfort of our current situation to the uncertainty of a new one. But I say to you, my beloved friends, change is the very essence of life. It is through change that we grow, evolve, and become more of who we truly are. You see, the universe is in a constant state of flux. Nothing in nature remains static. The seasons change, the tides ebb and flow, and even the stars in the heavens are in constant motion. Why then do we resist change in our own lives? To break free from this habit, you must learn to embrace change as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Instead of fearing the unknown, cultivate a sense of curiosity and adventure. See, each change is a doorway to new possibilities, a chance to experience more of life's richness and diversity. Remember, my dear listeners, you are not a static being. You are consciousness in motion, constantly renewing and recreating yourself. By resisting change, you are denying your own nature and limiting your potential for growth and expansion. Moreover, understand that all external change is merely a reflection of an inner shift in consciousness. When you change your thoughts, your beliefs, your inner conversations, the outer world must change to reflect this new state of being. Therefore, instead of resisting external changes, focus on creating positive changes within yourself. As you do so, you will find that the outer world naturally aligns itself with your new inner reality. And now, my dear friends, we come to the seventh and final destructive habit. Doubting your own power, this habit is perhaps the most insidious of all, for it undermines everything we have discussed tonight. It is a voice that whispers, "Who am I to dream big dreams? Who am I to think I can change my life?" But I say to you with all the conviction of my being, you are a child of the infinite. You are made in the image and likeness of God. The power that created the universe flows through you at this very moment. To doubt your own power is to doubt the very source of all creation. You see, my beloved listeners, you are not a mere immortal struggling against the forces of the world. You are a divine being temporarily inhabiting a human form. The limitations you perceive are not imposed from without, but from within. They are the result of false beliefs and misconceptions about your true nature. To break free from this habit, you must cultivate an unshakable faith in your own divinity. You must recognize and claim your birthright as a co-creator with God. This doesn't mean becoming arrogant or egotistical. On the contrary, it means embracing a profound humility. The humility to accept that you are indeed an expression of the divine. Begin each day by affirming your true nature. Say to yourself, "I'm one with the infinite power of the universe. All that the Father has is mine. I am limited only by my own imagination, and I choose to imagine greatness." Remember, my dear friends, the power you seek is not something you need to acquire or develop. It is already within you, waiting to be recognized and expressed. Your task is not to become powerful, but to realize and manifest the power that is your very essence. Now, as we come to the close of our time together, I want you to take a moment to reflect on these 7 destructive habits. See how they have played out in your life, how they have limited your expression of your true self, but do not judge yourself harshly for having engaged in these habits. Instead, be grateful for the awareness you now have, for awareness is the first step towards change. From this moment forward, make a commitment to yourself to break free from these habits. Choose to engage in positive self-talk, to live fully in the present moment, to imagine a bright and beautiful future, to celebrate your uniqueness, to prioritize self-care, to embrace change, and to have unwavering faith in your own divine power. Remember, my beloved listeners, this work of transformation is not something you do once and then forget. It is a daily practice, a moment-by-moment choice to align yourself with your true nature. There will be times when you fall back into old patterns, when the old habits reassert themselves. When this happens, do not despair. Simply become aware, make a new choice, and continue on your journey. The path to freedom, to the full expression of your divine nature, is not always easy. It requires courage, persistence, and faith. But I promise you the rewards are beyond anything you can currently imagine. As you break free from these destructive habits, you will find yourself stepping into a life of joy, abundance, and limitless possibility. You will begin to see the world through new eyes, recognizing the hand of God in every aspect of your life. You will feel a deep sense of peace and contentment, a knowing that you are aligning yourself with the infinite wisdom of the universe. And most importantly, you will experience the joy of being fully, authentically yourself, unburdened by the limitations of the past, free to express your divine nature in all its glory. My dear friends, the choice is yours. Will you continue to live bound by these destructive habits, or will you choose freedom? Will you accept the limitations imposed by your past conditioning? Or will you claim your birthright as a divine being? The power to change your life, to break free from these habits, lies within you at this very moment. I urge you, do not delay. Do not wait for some future time when conditions seem more favorable. The time for transformation is now. The power to change is here in this very moment. Seize it with both hands and never let go. As you leave this place tonight, carry with you the knowledge of your true nature. Let it infuse every aspect of your being. Let it guide your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And as you do, watch and wonder as your life begins to transform. Remember, my beloved listeners, you are not bound by your past, by your circumstances, or by the opinions of others. You are bound only by your own imagination. So dare to imagine greatness. Dare to break free from these destructive habits. Dare to claim your divine heritage and to live the life you were meant to live. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you become a beacon of light for others. You demonstrate the truth of what I have shared tonight. You become living proof of the power that resides within each and every one of us. Go forth, my dear friends, and live from the awareness of your true self. Break free from these destructive habits and step into the fullness of your divine nature. The world is waiting for you to shine your light. Do not keep it waiting any longer. And so, with all the love in my heart, I bid you good night. May you go in peace knowing that the power to transform your life lies within you. May you have the courage to break free from these destructive habits and to live as the divine being you truly are. And may your life be a testament to the infinite possibilities that await when we align ourselves with the truth of our being. Remember, my dear listeners, imagination creates reality. What you assume, you become. Therefore, assume the best about yourself and your life. Assume that you have the power to break free from these destructive habits. Assume that a life of joy, abundance, and fulfillment is your natural state of being. For in assuming these things, you make them your reality. As you leave this place tonight, I want you to carry with you a powerful tool for transformation. It is a simple technique, but when practiced faithfully, it has the power to revolutionize your life. I call it the I remember when technique. This is how it works. Whenever you find yourself slipping back into one of these destructive habits, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, I remember when I used to engage in negative self-talk. How wonderful it is now that I speak to myself with love and kindness. Or I remember when I used to worry about the future. How freeing it is now that I trust in the perfect unfolding of my life. You see, by using the phrase, "I remember when," you are placing the destructive habit in the past. You are creating a new story for yourself, one in which you have already overcome these limitations. And as you continue to tell this new story, your subconscious mind will align itself with this new reality. This technique harnesses the power of your imagination in a profound way. It allows you to step into the feeling of having already achieved the change you desire. And as we know, feeling is the secret. When you can feel the reality of your Zaid state, you magnetize it into your experience. So, my dear friends, use this technique daily. Use it whenever you catch yourself slipping into old patterns. Use it to reinforce your commitment to breaking free from these destructive habits. And as you do, you will find yourself naturally and effortlessly embodying the change you seek. Now, as we truly come to the close of our time together, I want to leave you with one final thought. The journey we have discussed tonight, the journey of breaking free from destructive habits and claiming your divine nature, is not just about personal transformation. It is about nothing less than the transformation of the world. You see, as you break free from these habits, as you step into the fullness of your being, you change the entire fabric of reality. Your transformation ripples out, touching the lives of all those around you. You become a living example of what is possible when we align ourselves with our true nature. Imagine, if you will, a world in which every person recognized their divine nature, a world in which negative self-talk was replaced by self-love, where worry was replaced by trust, where comparison was replaced by celebration of uniqueness. Imagine a world in which everyone prioritized self-care, embraced change, and had unwavering faith in their own power. This, my dear friends, is the world we are creating together. Each time you choose to break free from a destructive habit, you are contributing to this new world. Each time you choose love over fear, trust over worry, self-care over neglect, you are helping to usher in a new era of human consciousness. So go forth from this place, not just as individuals seeking personal transformation, but as agents of global change. Know that your personal journey of breaking free from these destructive habits is part of a larger movement, a collective awakening to our true nature. And remember, my beloved listeners, you are never alone on this journey. The same power that flows through me flows through you. The same divine intelligence that orchestrates the movements of the stars guides your every step. Trust in this power. Lean into it. Allow it to support you as you break free from these destructive habits and step into the fullness of your being. As you leave this place tonight, carry with you the knowledge that you are infinitely loved, infinitely supported, and infinitely powerful. You have within you everything you need to break free from these destructive habits and to create a life beyond your wildest dreams. So go now, my dear friends, and live from the depths of your being. Break free from these destructive habits and allow your light to shine brightly in the world. For in doing so, you fulfill your divine purpose and contribute to the healing and transformation of all humanity. May your journey be filled with joy and wonder and the thrill of discovering the limitless potential that lies within you. And may you always remember that you are, in every moment, a perfect expression of the divine. Good night, my beloved friends. Until we meet again, may you walk in the awareness of your true nature, free from the bonds of destructive habits, and fully aligned with the infinite power of the universe. The world awaits your light. Shine brightly and never look back. Ladies and gentlemen, our topic champions find a way to make it happen is not merely a statement, but a revelation of the very nature of reality and the power that resides within each one of us. As we embark on this journey together, I ask you to open your minds and hearts to the infinite possibilities that lie within your own consciousness. For you see, The champion we speak of is not some external figure of greatness, but the divine essence that resides within you. Let us begin by understanding that the world we perceive is nothing more than a reflection of our own consciousness. Every circumstance, every challenge, every triumph we experience is but an outward manifestation of our inner state of being. The champion we seek to become is already within us, waiting to be recognized and expressed. Now you may ask, how do I tap into this inner champion? How do I make things happen in my life? The answer, my dear friends, lies in the power of your imagination. For imagination is not some fanciful daydreaming, but the very substance of reality itself. When we speak of champions, finding a way to make it happen, we are speaking of those who have mastered the art of living in the end. They do not struggle against current circumstances, but they know that circumstances are but shadows of past thoughts and beliefs. Instead, they dare imagine the desired end as a present fact. And in doing so, they alter the very fabric of their reality. Consider for a moment the goal you wish to achieve, the dream you long to realize. Can you see it clearly in your mind's eye? Can you feel the emotions associated with its accomplishment? This, my friends, is the key to unlocking your inner champion. For when you can live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you set in motion forces beyond your current understanding. But let me caution you, this is not mere positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. This is a fundamental shift in your state of consciousness. You must feel the reality of your desire with such intensity that it becomes more real to you than your present circumstances. This is what it means to live in the end. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, my current reality seems so far from my desired state. How can I possibly ignore what my senses tell me? To this, I say, your senses show you only the world of effects, not causes. The champion within you deals with causes, not effects. Remember, the world is yourself pushed out. What you see in your outer world is a reflection of your inner assumptions and beliefs. Therefore, to change your world, you must change your assumptions about yourself and what is possible for you. Let me share with you a profound truth. There's no such thing as impossible to the champion within you. What appears impossible to your rational mind is merely an opportunity for your inner champion to demonstrate its power. For you see, the champion doesn't bow to circumstances. The champion creates circumstances. Now let us delve deeper into the mechanics of how champions make things happen. It begins with a shift in identity. You must cease to see yourself as someone striving to become a champion and instead assume the identity of the champion you wish to be. This is not pretense or self-deception, but a recognition of your true nature. Imagine for a moment that you are already the champion you aspire to be. How would you think? How would you feel? How would you carry yourself? This is not an exercise in fantasy, but a deliberate act of consciousness to align yourself with the version of you that has already achieved your desires. As you assume this new identity, you will find that your actions naturally align with your new self-concept. The champion within you will guide your decisions, inspire your actions, and attract the circumstances necessary for your success. This is the law of assumption at work. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and it must externalize itself in your world. But let me be clear, this is not about forcing things to happen through sheer willpower. The champion within you operates from a place of knowing, not striving. It is a state of allowing, of opening yourself to the infinite possibilities that exist in the realm of pure potential. Consider the great champions of history in sports, in business and art, in any field of human endeavor. What set them apart was not merely their skills or circumstances, but their unshakable belief in their own potential. They saw themselves as champions. Long before the world recognized them as such, this, my friends, is the secret of those who find a way to make it happen. They do not wait for circumstances to change. They change their consciousness, and in doing so, they change their world. You might be wondering, but Wayne, what about the challenges and obstacles we face? Surely they are real and must be dealt with. To this I say, obstacles are but opportunities for the champion within you to demonstrate its power. They are not barriers to your success, but stepping stones on your path to greatness. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. When you encounter challenges, do not fight against them or bemoan their existence. Instead, see them as the perfect opportunities they are, chances for you to exercise your power of assumption and to demonstrate the truth of your new identity. Let me share with you a powerful technique that champions use to overcome obstacles. When faced with a challenge, they do not focus on the problem itself. Instead, they imagine the state they would be in if the problem were already solved. They live in the end, feeling the relief, the joy, the satisfaction of having overcome the obstacle. By doing this, they align their consciousness with the solution rather than the problem. And as we know, what we focus on expands. Focus on problems, and you'll see more problems. Focus on solutions, and solutions will appear. This is not magical thinking, my dear friends. This is the very nature of consciousness and its relationship to the world of form. Your consciousness is the only reality. What you assume to be true, what you feel to be real, must inevitably express itself in your outer world. Now, let us address another crucial aspect of how champions make things happen: persistence. But not persistence as the world understands it. Not a dogged determination to push against resistance. No, the persistence of a champion is the persistence of vision, the unwavering maintenance of the desired state in consciousness. You see, many people give up on their dreams because they do not see immediate results. They allow the evidence of their senses to override their imagination. But the champion understands that there is often a time lag between the inner assumption and its outer manifestation. They know that the seed must be planted and nurtured before the harvest can be reaped. So persist in your assumption. Hold fast to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even when your senses scream otherwise. For it is your persistent assumption that will reshape your reality, not the fleeting circumstances of the moment. Let me emphasize this point. The champion's way of making things happen is not about controlling external events. It is about controlling your own state of consciousness. For when you control the cause, your consciousness, the effects must follow. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, surely there must be action involved in making things happen. And you are right. Action is indeed part of the process, but it is inspired action, action that flows naturally from your assumed state. When you truly live in the end, when you fully embody the state of the wish fulfilled, you will find yourself naturally taking the actions that align with that state. You won't need to force yourself or struggle against resistance. The right actions will feel natural and effortless, because they are in harmony with your new self-concept. This is how champions make things happen. Not through forced action or struggle, but through aligned action that flows from their assumed state of being. Let us now explore another crucial aspect of the champion's mindset: detachment from outcomes. This might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, aren't champions focused on achieving specific goals? Yes, but their focus is not on the outer achievement itself, but on the state of being that the achievement represents. You see, when you attach yourself too strongly to a specific outcome, you create resistance. You become anxious, you doubt, you worry about whether it will happen or not. And in doing so, you push your desire away from you. The champion, on the other hand, knows that their desire is already fulfilled in the realm of infinite possibilities. They live in the state of the wish fulfilled, feeling the joy and satisfaction of its realization without being attached to how or when it will manifest in the physical world. This detachment is not indifference. It is supreme confidence. It is the knowing that what is yours cannot be taken from you, That what you have assumed in consciousness must inevitably express itself in your world. So release your attachment to outcomes. Focus instead on maintaining the state of the wish fulfilled. Trust in the law of assumption, knowing that as you persist in your desired state, the outer world must conform to match it. Now, let us address a question that often arises when discussing this approach to achievement. What about hard work and effort? Don't champions work hard to achieve their goals? The answer is yes, champions often do work hard. But the effort comes from a different place than that of the average person. It comes from inspiration rather than desperation. It comes from a place of joy and fulfillment rather than struggle and lack. You see, when you truly embody the state of the wish fulfilled, when you live as the champion you aspire to be, work becomes play. Effort becomes joyful expression. You are not working towards something, you are working from the state of already having achieved it. This is a subtle but crucial distinction. The champion does not work hard to become successful. They work joyfully because they are already successful in their consciousness. The outer work is merely an expression of their inner state. So yes, take action, work diligently, but do so from a place of fullness, not lack. Do so as an expression of who you are, not as a means to become something you're not. Let us now explore another powerful tool that champions use to make things happen. The power of words. Your words are not mere sounds. They are creative forces, the expressions of your consciousness, and have the power to shape your reality. Champions understand this. They are mindful of their speech, knowing that every word they utter is a declaration to the universe. They speak as though their desires are already fulfilled. They use the language of assumption, not of hope or wish. Instead of saying, I hope to achieve this, they say, I am achieving this. Instead of I want to be successful, they say, I am successful. This is not self-deception or positive affirmation. It is a deliberate use of language to align their outer expression with their inner assumption. Practice this in your own life. Begin to speak as though your desires are already realized. Feel the truth of your words as you speak them. Let your speech be a constant affirmation of the state you have assumed. Now let us address a common obstacle that many face on their journey to becoming champions. The opinions and judgments of others. The world is full of people who will tell you what you can and cannot do, what is possible and what is impossible. But remember this, their opinions are based on their assumptions, their beliefs, their limitations. They have no power over you unless you give it to them. The champion understands this. They know that the only opinion that truly matters is their own. They do not seek validation from others, for they find it within themselves. They do not allow the doubts and fears of others to shake their own conviction. This does not mean that champions ignore all advice or feedback, but they filter it through their own inner knowing. So, stand firm in your assumptions. Do not let the limiting beliefs of others become your own. For you are the operant power in your life, and no one else's opinion can override the power of your own assumption. Let us now explore the role of gratitude in the champion's journey. Gratitude is not merely a virtue, it is a powerful creative force. When you are truly grateful, you are in a state of receptivity. You are open to receiving more of what you appreciate. Champions cultivate an attitude of gratitude, not just for what they have already achieved, but for what they are in the process of achieving. They give thanks for their desires as though they are already fulfilled. This gratitude is not a mere intellectual exercise. It is a deep, heartfelt appreciation that permeates their entire being. They feel grateful not just for outer circumstances, but for the very life that flows through them, for the infinite potential that resides within them. Practice this in your own life. Begin and end each day with gratitude. Give thanks for your desires as though they are already fulfilled. Feel the joy and appreciation of having what you desire. This attitude of gratitude will open you up to receive more of what you appreciate. Now, let us address a crucial aspect of the champion's mindset, the understanding of failure. In the world of form, what appears as failure is often a necessary step towards success. But the champion sees beyond appearances. To the champion, there is no such thing as failure. There are only results, only feedback. Every apparent setback is seen as valuable information guiding them towards their ultimate success. You see, when you live in the end, when you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, even an apparent failure is seen as part of the bridge of incidents leading to your desire's fulfillment. They are not obstacles, but necessary steps on your path. So release your fear of failure. Embrace every experience, whether it appears positive or negative, as a valuable part of your journey. For in truth, there are no mistakes, only lessons. There are no failures, only opportunities for growth. Let us now explore the power of decision in the champion's journey. A true decision is a turning point in consciousness. It is not merely a mental agreement, but a wholehearted commitment to a new state of being. Champions understand the power of decision. When they decide to achieve something, they do so with their whole being. They cut off all possibility of retreat. They burn their bridges, so to speak, leaving themselves no option but to move forward. This kind of decision has immense power. It aligns all aspects of your being, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions toward your desired end. It creates a sense of inevitability about your success. So make your decisions with this level of commitment. When you decide to achieve something, do so with your whole heart. Feel the weight of your decision, the finality of it. Let it be a true turning point in your consciousness. Now, let's address the role of patience in the champion's journey. Patience in this context is not passive waiting. It is active trust in the law of assumption. It is the calm knowing that what you have assumed in consciousness must inevitably express itself in your world. Champions cultivate this kind of patience. They do not anxiously await results, for they know that anxiety implies doubt. Instead, they rest in the certainty of their assumption, knowing that the seed they have planted in consciousness must, in due time, bear fruit in the world to form. This patience allows them to persist in their assumption without strain or struggle. It allows them to maintain their desired state, even when outer circumstances seem to contradict. Cultivate this patience in your own life. Trust in the law of assumption. Know that what you have assumed as true in consciousness must inevitably express itself in your world. Rest in this knowing, even as you continue to live from your desired state. Let us now explore the power of revision in the champion's journey. Revision is not merely about changing your perception of past events. It is about consciously rewriting your personal history to align with your desired state. Champions use revision not to dwell on the past, but to create a past that supports their desired future. They understand that memory is not fixed, but fluid. It can be consciously reshaped to support their assumptions. When faced with memories that contradict their desired state, they revise them. They reimagine past events in a way that aligns with their new self-concept. In doing so, they remove mental barriers to their success and create a supportive foundation for their desired future. Practice revision in your own life. When memories arise that contradict your desired state, consciously revise them. Revision them in a way that supports your new self-concept. Do this not to escape reality, but to align your entire being past, present, and future. Now, let us address the importance of self-love in the champion's journey. True self-love is not egotism or narcissism. It is a deep appreciation and acceptance of your true self, the divine essence within you. Champions cultivate this kind of self-love. They understand that they are worthy of their desires simply because they exist. They do not need to prove their worth or earn their good. They know that they are already complete, already whole. This self-love allows them to pursue their desires from a place of fullness, not lack. It allows them to give freely, to serve others, to make a positive impact on the world. But when you truly love yourself, you naturally want to express that love in the world. Cultivate this self-love in your own life. Appreciate your unique gifts, your inherent worth. Know that you are worthy of your desires simply because you exist. Let this self-love be the foundation from which you pursue your goals and serve others. Let us now explore the power of stillness in the champion's journey. In a world that often equates business with productivity, champions understand the power of conscious stillness. This stillness is not inactivity. It is a state of heightened awareness, of deep connection with your inner being. It is in this stillness that you can most clearly hear the voice of your inner champion, that you can most powerfully impress your desires upon your subconscious. Champions regularly enter this state of stillness. They use techniques like meditation, contemplation, or simply being present in the moment. In this stillness, they connect with their true self. They clarify their vision. They strengthen their assumptions. Practice entering this state of stillness in your own life. Take time each day to be still, to connect with your inner being. Use this time to impress your desires upon your subconscious mind, to strengthen your assumption of the wish fulfilled. This practice of stillness will not only enhance your ability to manifest your desires, but will also bring a sense of peace and clarity to all aspects of your life. In conclusion, my dear friends, remember that the champion we speak of is not some external figure of greatness, but the divine essence that resides within you. By mastering the art of living in the end, by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, by speaking and acting from the state of your desire's realization, you tap into the infinite power of your own consciousness. This is how champions find a way to make it happen. Not through struggle or force, but through the conscious direction of their own imagination and assumption. As you leave here today, I urge you to embrace your inner champion. Live from the state of your wishes fulfilled, persist in your assumptions, and watch as the world around you transforms to match your inner state. For you are the operant power in your life, and through the power of your consciousness, all things are possible. Go forth and make it happen, for you are, in truth, the champion you seek to become.